Raise your horns high and let your spirit flow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show. Feel the rush, let the loudness grow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show.
Using like the barbecue rub that he makes, or put his name on. And then the hot sauces, the barbecue. I mean, he's really into it, which is totally cool.
So again, sad that even if we could find Twisted Sister anywhere near us, it's not going to be the Twisted Sister you would probably all know. It would be 3/5, which is still better than none, but yeah.
There's Rocklahoma. Maybe Andrew will go see Twisted at Rocklahoma.
Yeah, and like I said, I could probably see him finding some way to something. A Vegas type of thing, if there was a show there with or maybe, who knows, maybe an Aftershock would say, we're going to go retro and bring a Twisted Sister in for this one night and put them on. I could see him doing something like that, because Aftershock usually blends the new metal bands with a couple of retro bands in there from the back in the day. So anyways, that was one major news note that we were all kind of paying attention to that are Twisted Sister fans. Other little notes I made mention of that I thought, these are just things I thought were funny. First off, Nikki saying that Mick is betraying the band that saved his life. Like they got the jumper cables out when he was having a heart attack and saved Mick, man.
And
I just don't get that statement.
Again, going back.
Are you saying financially you saved him?
I think going back to, there was like an episode I think VH1 did about, when they got Motley back on speaking terms with Vince, or Tommy and Nikki on speaking terms with Vince. I'll dig it up and see if I can find it online and send you the link. But if my memory is correct, it wasn't Nikki, it was management. So it was Azoff that saved Vince, that saved Mick Mars's life, because they intervened and actually got him treatment, and I think there was a surgery or some shit like that. So it wasn't
now
Nikki.
Was that Azoff or was that Kovac, or was it McGee? Wasn't McGee before Kovac?
Well, McGee wasn't in the picture by that point. I don't think
Azoff managed them, did he?
It might have been the other guy. What was his other guy?
Might have been Kovac.
Kovac. Yeah, because he does the.
I think he's been there a long time.
Yeah, the 10th Street Management or some shit like that. But okay,
yes,
so it was him. So it is him.
11-7. He's
11-7. Yeah,
11-7.
So it was him that actually intervened. So it wasn't the band, and it wasn't Nikki. It was management, and they had a hand in it.
Quite frankly, if you know the history of Crue, you know that the first people that put money into Motley Crue was Bob Deal and his brother-in-law, who was their first manager, who took out mortgage loans or something to finance Crue. So I don't really see, how did you say, if it was a rehab thing, well, then all of you can say that you were saved by the band, because every single one of you has been through rehab in order to fucking get your shit straight out at some point in time, from beating your wife or driving drunk or whatever the hell you were doing, ODing supposedly on heroin. So, but financially, it sounds like, to me, my history of the band, Mick saved your ass. There would have never been a Crue if there hadn't been him and him telling you guys, look at the video of my old band with the drummer doing the upside down thing. Tommy, can you do that? I'm just saying, there's clear signs that Mick had a major part. This is why he had 50% ownership even after all those guys jumped ship, because Mick has always been there since day one. So I just don't understand that statement. I think it's Nikki trying to do revisionist history. Let's cover for the fact that we have John 5 and it doesn't quite sound right. Let's just pretend that fucking Mick was the fucking problem all along, when we all know, if you watch any of that Decade of Decadence video from 1991, Mick is the only one who looks sober, normal, got a wife, house, doing normal shit. The rest of these guys are fucking drinking, fucked up, doing shit, banging TV stars and hookers and porn stars, and doing everything other than making music. That's what I got from it, because when they fire up their instruments, the one guy who can most certainly play his instrument better than all of them, probably in my opinion, is Mick. Especially in those days. Go watch him on Primal Scream. Go watch those times in that late 80s, early 90s. That dude was ripping on the guitar, and he had his shit straight, and he was trying to fucking keep these young knuckleheads, these 10 years younger than him knuckleheads, from fucking doing stupid shit and ruining the band. So Maybe at some point in time, management stepped in and helped him there, Nikki. Maybe those divorces broke him down financially, but he most certainly played a huge role and saved your guys' ass far more often than you saved his, in my opinion. So,
Right. And
I mean,
I
again,
just found the documentary, so it's actually titled "Resurrecting Motley Crue," so you can find that on YouTube and
All right.
and watch that, because I from my recollection, it was the management that stepped in, and then I mean the band helped, but really it was management that was leading.
And was his problem alcohol?
I think that's when he was dealing, well, he still is, with that spinal thing where it's fused together, but I think he was so depressed and was on, I think, on pain meds or something like that. And they got him off the pain meds, and I think he got some kind of treatment surgery or something like that, but I'll have to rewatch it. But it was management that intervened. I don't recall it being Nikki that stepped in and started throwing money at things.
No. And if you pay attention to the crew, it's always been very clear. Mick shows up, plays the gig, packs up, goes home. Those three knuckleheads in hotels, hanging off balconies, in pools, half naked, doing blow, sniffing ants, drinking piss, shooting up, whatever they're doing, dude. Mick never seen, I mean, maybe he had some marriage woes and financial woes from those marriages and women that fucking did him wrong or whatever, but any guy could have those problems, as we've seen. I'm just saying, like, I just don't, the statement is so ludicrous to me coming from a guy. I grant you, Nikki Sixx, you wrote a lot of those fucking riffs. I have no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
I have no doubt. I can hear a Nikki Sixx bass line or riff fucking a mile away, dude. And the lyrics, I know you're writing all them lyrics for Vince. I know you're getting those syllables out for him, making sure he gets that shit right. I'm just saying, the fucking part that kicks in, though, in every song that kicks you in the nuts was either two things: Mick's guitar or Tommy's drums, or both. And so I'm just saying, dude, that was like the meat and the muscle of that band. And to act like he saved y'all his ass multiple times too. There's probably multiple times where management was like, I can't get a hold of Vince. He's in jail. Tommy's fucking on a binger, and fucking Nikki's passed out on heroin. Mick, what should I do?
Yeah.
Right. I'm sober. I'm having a cigarette here by my wife at home. Why don't you make sure we do this? I'm just saying, dude, that's the reality of the situation. So he was always older, more stable, and in my opinion, more sane. He had a health condition that's not of his choosing. He didn't choose to have pancreatitis or whatever the fuck it is. So, anyways, stupid statement. The fact you can even say that, again, that makes me not want to go see you, Nikki Sixx. When you say stupid shit like that, it makes people like me go, I don't want to go see you now. Now, because you got John 5 and you're tracking it in, and I was kind of like motivated, like, man, Vince came back from a fucking stroke and he's fucking trying to put his best foot forward, and then you say some stupid shit. So, anyways, other stupid shit. Max Cavalera says Axl's weight is A-OK. Doesn't understand why someone would be concerned about weight. Do you think that's a weird thing for Max?
Well, Max is a big guy. I've interviewed him. I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a story, and I hope it doesn't get me in trouble.
Me and Max and Animal are all saying, and Aiken are all saying, it's okay, Axl.
You remember, it was on Super Bowl Sunday. I was interviewing Max in the back of his tour bus, and it was kickoff time, and it was shit. I mean, it's been a long time ago, so I'm not going to say it feels like time has flown by, but the Seahawks were playing. I forget who they played in the Super Bowl. It was that Sunday. They were, Soulfly was at the Hawthorne Theater. I was in the back lounge chatting with Max, and he was watching like, those stupid Super Bowl shows that run for like hours, but it was about an hour till kickoff. And I was interviewing the guy, and, we were talking, we were both keeping an eye on the TV and stuff like that. But he was wearing a Detroit Lions jersey, because I guess that's his team. But I remember we were talking.
I thought he lived in Arizona.
He lives in Arizona, yeah. But for some reason, that's his team, and so I was wearing my Falcons hat. So he's like, "Oh, a Falcons fan." So we went back and forth, and it's like, "Who do you think he's going to win?" And he said, "No, the Seahawks got this." And I think that was the Super Bowl that they did win.
Like, but Niners, I said, then, maybe.
Yeah. So
that was a championship game.
Yeah, so I I got my recorder ready and I was setting up the mic, and I go, well, I'm ready whenever you are. And I remember he had a cup, like a cup sitting in the on a table, right? And he grabs the cup and he sticks his fucking hand in there, and it was his fucking dentures. He slapped them in his mouth. He goes, okay, I'm ready. And I was like, oh shit.
I did not know that about Max.
No, I didn't know that either. I was like, oh fuck. Okay, well, let's get going. I mean, I tried
the Sepultura Brazilian dental plan.
Yeah,
was lacking, is what we're saying.
But I'm guessing that was probably why he said that, because since he's gained a little bit more weight, and
yeah, he's a pudgy boy, but there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, we don't need you to tell us that it's okay for Axel to be fat. That's like kettle pot kettle.
Right.
So and Axel's not that fat in my opinion. He's got a belly on him, but he's also 60, almost be in his mid 60s.
And I think he's lost some weight. I mean, I think this constant touring really probably he probably got like a dietitian with him, and probably somebody that's doing yoga with him, and a personal trainer type.
I mean, he's actually going on stage on time and doing the show with that little to no throwing mic stands and flipping out and all the shit he was known for. So yeah, I'm just saying it was just a funny statement to me. Max is like,
yeah.
Now, I granted, in my mind, I thought he's because he's Brazilian. He does, he's like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter what a guy's white is, the way his accent. Sometimes people also take things out of context and don't understand. But I just thought that was funny because I love Max and Sepultura and Soulfly, but that made me laugh really hard when I saw that on the top of my blabbermouth. Max says weights. His weights.
Yeah.
Well, weight shouldn't be a problem. And so I think that's pretty much all I had musical notes. Everything else was shit we already know and things that are already playing out in this sphere. Don't matter shit. But we have one last segment before we wrap up the show, I think, ladies and gentlemen. It is the month of September, so we're due for a nominee for the annual Cripple Claw Award. In the spirit of Don's microphone hand, we have a new contestant who has entered the fray. I think we have Tua Tagovailoa was previous. And,
that's right.
Steven Tyler.
It was in time
Steven
for
Tyler. I have I'm keeping a list of our
season.
candidates, and we'll put a poll up or something on social media later, and we'll see who will win the Cripple Claw of the Year award. But this here, ladies and gentlemen, is a new Cripple Claw candidate. As you can see here in the picture, Mr.
Right
Arn Anderson.
And then you get little
Mr. Arn.
Oh man, I didn't know your brother wore lipstick.
Well, sometimes when he gets a little liquored up, he starts looking a little rosy. The solo cup's got a couple of those Jack and Cokes in there. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Arn Anderson, a very famous professional wrestler who, as you can see here, has developed a bit of a left-hand cripple claw. And when I did a little research on the matter, it turns out, ladies and gentlemen, and this might be a medical lesson we should teach that Arn and Don would probably tell you guys, he was also chopped on, I believe, in the late 90s.
Right.
Here you can see it again.
Yeah.
Early 2000s. He had some neck and back surgeries and shoulder surgeries that rendered his hand. It looks much like the Don Dokken effect that he had there. So what we should learn here is when these surgeons are so quick to cut into you, ladies and gentlemen, for some back or neck pain or shoulder pain, might want to consider whether you're going to get your hand working back the way it was before. So here he is, Cripple Claw Award nominee. He's reaching for the trophy. Yeah, he's reaching for the trophy right now. And you can see directly underneath that trophy how much his hand looks like the hand on the trophy. So Arn Anderson, I love Double A. If you like wrestling, he was one of the Horsemen, and
with Ric Flair.
And I always appreciated the fact that he looked like a regular dude you'd meet at a bar and have a steak and a beer with, and then he turned around and beat the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of always appreciate it because you always get these wrestlers who are like gigantic guys. Well, obviously I can't beat that guy. He's 6'10" and 400 pounds. Arn Anderson looked like a regular 6'1" guy, carpentry skills, could work on your car and then beat the shit out of you afterwards.
Right.
So, respect Arn Anderson, but yes, my friend, you are in the Cripple Claw Award nominee for September. I suggest to the masses he might be a strong contender with Don Dokken for this award for the inaugural first year.
Right.
But again, I'm wondering, they might want to even exchange numbers and see if the surgeon was the same. Maybe they got a class action lawsuit or something to take up here. But a word of the wise, don't let these hatchet men in the surgery outfits just go chopping on your neck or your back or your shoulder, because it might not work out the way you think it's going to work out.
Right.
You don't want to end up being disabled. That sucks.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking any of these people, but this is what we're trying to tell people. It's an educational award as well. We want to educate people. Some of these cripple claws are from their activities and the things they're putting themselves through. So for future safety of future generations, the safety of future generations, we want to let you know. Don't go getting your. Obviously, there could be medical procedures. There's no other option. But if it's just pain that you're in, maybe go do some of that DDP yoga or something, or go see acupuncture, or find every other treatment before letting them chop that thing up. Because the more I'm doing my research, a lot of these guys are like this. It's because some guy was in there cutting away at their neck or their back or their shoulder. So,
yeah.
Well, I can't think of much else for this week. We think we covered the bases. We try to keep it mostly to music in a week that was filled with a lot of stuff that had nothing to do with music.
Right.
And I think we should all, going into fall, we should all be appreciative of where we're at, though. We're alive. We're on this earth. Go see a concert. Have a good time. Love someone. We don't need any more hate. I'm not trying to be Mr. Message here, but come on. Got some shit going on in this country. It doesn't make any fucking sense. So, violence is unacceptable on all fronts, ladies and gentlemen. Evil Keneally will do a lot of things, and I'll confront someone if they're bringing some problems my way or talking trash. But I, generally speaking, in my life, I don't think I've ever punched anyone that didn't punch me first. So I let them start it, and then I react appropriately. So these people out there in the streets doing all this other crazy nonsense, now they're tearing up guys' memorials. Come on. Can we at some point in time draw a line and say, when he's in his casket and his family's crying, now is not the time to go dumping shit into the grave or try to knock the casket over, asshole. So just saying, there's these, this is a whole process now. This is because you've gone across the lines, and this is for both sides, because the other side does some of this shit too. So just back off, people. Back off.
Right. Just real quick, I'm gonna share this just because I just did this and it's already shown up on here, but see if you can see that. Just check this out. It was a good time. I got a chance to chat with Gene.
Yeah, you were mentioning Gene, and
so that's already on. It's on Blabbermouth.
I didn't. So you had to interview him? Is that what?
Yeah, yesterday. He was I think he was in Texas somewhere. So, but anyways, that's on Blabbermouth. Check it out. It talks about the new Dark Angel album, the tour coming up, and just a lot of miscellaneous stuff, a lot of cool stuff. Got a chance to ask him about the Testament, Strapping Young Lad. And then he was here in Portland.
We're losing your audio a little.
Nope. He was here. Can you hear me? Yeah.
He
was here in Portland last year.
You're breaking up on me again.
On the death.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Death to all. Oh,
just a little bit. I heard.
I think we had a little bit of a rainstorm come through. So let me just say that again. So anyways, I got a chance to speak with Gene, and he was in Texas, and he caught us up to speed on the new album, Extinction Level Event, and talked a little bit about kind of his time with Strapping Young Lad, the Death to All tour that he did last year, and then plans with for this coming tour. So good stuff in there. He's a nice guy. So I just wanted to plug that. So that's on Blabbermouth, and that's on YouTube on the
nice guy thing, and
hell of a drummer.
Yes, go check that out. Give that a crank. They don't call him the atomic clock for no reason, ladies and gentlemen. The guy's a human metronome. He could pretty much. I don't know. I've watched a lot of those, especially when he was in Testament. I was watching a lot of videos, even some drum cam footage, and I'm telling you, the guy doesn't miss he's never off with anything ever. It's kind of. It probably makes other field drummers feel like I should just go home, because the guy just can play anything and do anything, and he's never off time. He never misses a cymbal hit, a snare, nothing. I mean, the guy's just like clockwork all the time. So, yeah, one of the best metal drummers for sure in the business currently. I would say top 5, no doubt. No, maybe top 3. So
Yeah.
The new kid they got now is great in Testament.
Yeah.
He's doing fine, but definitely when Gene was in there for a while, I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
they got a band that'll just rip your head off. Every single instrument is just, and they had DiGiorgio on the bass too. Is like, whoa, dude, that's like, they got it.
Yeah, I also got to ask him about if Mustaine ever called him to be in Megadeth, so he talks a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, if Dave wanted to have, I mean, if you had Gene Hoglan and Steve DiGiorgio on bass in Megadeth, fucking decent.
And it actually
brutal,
it
dude.
actually did happen. I mean, he talked about that. It was during the recording of the last Megadeth record, which Steve they slipped him in there to do bass, and
because
I think
Junior was out.
Yeah, Junior was out, and he actually called. They actually called Gene to be part of it, and I think he had other stuff. I forget what he said. He had other stuff going on, and I guess he said, "Well, yeah, when?" And they said, "Well, and like now, like get on a plane now." And he was
Dave's
like,
in the studio waiting.
Yeah, and he was in the studio. So, but yeah, they wanted him in at the same time, and he was like, "I'm busy." So, I mean, that would have been awesome to have seen that rhythm section in Megadeth. Can you imagine? Fuck.
Again, that would just be brutal. I mean, I almost, they have a lot of guys on the guitar too, but I mean, you could probably name some players. The guy they have now, the Timu kid, is actually really fucking good too. I mean,
right.
But yeah, that rhythm section on bass and drums would have just been, whew, yeah. But no. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, didn't happen. Dirk's fine. I don't have any problem with Dirk.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't have any problem with Lomenzo really either, but those guys are not known in the same quite sphere as a Gene Hoglan or DiGiorgio with the fretless bass. I don't know how many guys.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah.
Well,
I can only think of like in rock, I think the other guy is Tony Franklin that was in The Firm and Blue Murder. He's actually performs with what's his face? Lou Gramm now, believe it or not.
He's in Lou Gramm's band, and he's a great bass player. Jack Bruce of Cream originally played a fretless bass back in the day, but the point with DiGiorgio is that he plays it in metal, which is faster and harder to play, and with no frets, you really got to know where your fingers are going on every single fucking step of the way because you can't look down and reference anything. So. That's why I'm like, whoa, dude, you're on a whole, everything's just right in the spot. It's like, wow, the dude must just play bass 24 hours a day. He probably sits at home between meals, like eating and play bass, and then play bass. I was telling you, you gotta have some dedication to do that. So, especially because some of the songs he's playing and some of the bands he's playing in, the songs are fucking complicated as fuck.
Yeah.
So, anyways, respect to those guys. Oh, yes, get the hat on.
The hat on because they play the Vikings.
Now, and is it Kirk Cousins?
No, they got Michael Penix is starting. I think so. Hopefully, it doesn't come to using Kirk Cousins because he's the back.
Well, that's what I was saying because I saw someone on Facebook said it's Kirk Cousins' return to Minnesota, and I thought he better not enter the field at all. You want Penix out there?
You don't want him out there. Are you kidding me? Yeah, he'll get thrown around like a rag doll.
Yeah, he's made a lot of money, but hasn't produced a lot of W's, especially when it counts. He always seems. That's why when they back in the day when they got Kyle Shanahan and they said, "Well, maybe they'll bring Kirk Cousins," I was like, "No, no."
Yeah, you don't want him.
When it comes to the big game, the guy just doesn't have it. So no, stick with Penix. Penix actually has some talent in other areas besides he can run the ball a little bit. Seems like a strong dude.
Yeah,
guy needs to. You got to get your lumps in order in the NFL in order to ever actually have a career. If you're not on the field throwing the ball, you got no chance. So keep the guy out there as long as he's healthy. And with that running back, Bijan Robinson, just keep pounding the rock to that guy because that guy's smashing people, bro.
Yeah.
So,
All
right, man. Well, that was it for this week. We'll see what transpires during another.
I'm sure it'll be great.
As crazy this week. And we'll find out what the CMS has in store for us. But until then, real quick, show notes real quick. In the future, I am talking to my dear friend Jim from Emissary of coming back on. An album versus album with a band, maybe a metal band or two of his choice. And again, maybe I think since I can't get him to do audio, he's just not budging on that. I guess maybe I'll prep it with some visuals and we will read some Bob Leather messages regarding.
I sent him a message. He hasn't even looked at it. Maybe he'll only read yours.
It's just he's slow to get into the Bob Leather mode. I think it's once or twice a week he catches up, and you'll see a sporadic 24 or 40-hour period where he answers stuff and posts stuff. So we'll do that. Yeah, there's well, we might have a new guest you guys haven't heard of yet that we'll wait for the introduction, but Andrew may want to jump in on that one. And he's a young man who's an aspiring rocker with a lot of desire, a lot of eagerness, and a lot of spunk. I think he's trying to fit the role out there, and I think it'll be a good interview. So
And
he's going to be coming on the next couple of weeks.
And I forget, is he in a band? He's in a band, right?
He is in a band.
Maybe he'll
in Nebraska,
plug the band.
Actually, a band that tours around the. He that's what I told him. He could plug the band, and they don't. I guess they don't have any show dates at the moment, but they're working on some of that. They are in the Nebraska area. They play a little circuit there of a couple towns he was mentioning, and you could check him out on TikTok. Is how I found him with Andrew, and he's a little TikTok star. A lot of people follow him on there. He does lives where he plays bass and answers questions, and so we'll bring him on. So. Anyways, got some guests coming up, got some cool stuff in the future, and we'll see what transpires in the CMS world, ladies and gentlemen. Until then, word to the wise, if you're out at a public event and you see a guy on a roof, assume he's a sniper until proven otherwise.
Right, no shit.
Unless he's got a patch and a badge and he's
Right.
currently a cop. Anyone else, any other guy on a roof at this point in time, unless it's a home roof and he's putting fucking shingles on, I'm looking at you with suspicion.
Yeah.
Videotape them fuckers, pictures of them fuckers, and then get off the camera and call 911 and say there's a dude on a roof and I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Because some of these, every time there's a guy on a roof, he turns into be a nut job. So,
and when something like that goes down, an appropriate response isn't cheering to distract people like that idiot.
If you if I'm in a public place, whether I was even there for this, if it could have been just a kid at the campus that day. Imagine this: you're not there for Charlie Kirk, but you see everybody in the thing, and there's something going on, and you got something, a study hall, a computer, who knows, right? And you're wandering through the campus, so you're roaming around the crowd because you're like, hey, what's going on? This guy's talking, this is that, and having, and you see that going on. Now you're lucky. I'm a 47-year-old man, so there's no point for me to be on a college campus at this point in time in my life. But back then, if I was one of them kids and I see that dude yelling and screaming and cheering while someone's bleeding on stage, that will incite me to violence. I would knock you the fuck out. I'd beat the fucking shit out of you right there in front of everybody and say, that's because he's cheering for this guy over here who's losing his life. So I can't handle that, man. And that's where us guys like me will snap, dude, because it gets to a certain level. You applaud people who are victims of serious violent crime. I don't like you. You chomo and you violate kids. I don't like you. You beat women in front of me. I don't care what they did or what they said or whatever. You're a dude. If you're a dude punching a chick in front of me, I'm going to punch you. And 9 times out of 10, because I'm a giant person, they all snap to attention and all of a sudden don't want to fight me. But that dude particularly, and karma doesn't work like, oh, hey, blah, 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 I say this, or no, it's how the deeds you're doing when no one is looking is what's going to decide later whether that comes back around and bites you in the ass or not, dude. And so these kinds of things, we might lose your job. You might get a lot of, it's something major more is going to come along in your life because you were out there applauding the death of someone, whether you liked them or not. Again, words don't hurt you. Words don't kill you. That's not true. That's not real. You can say whatever you want. That doesn't go home. No one go, oh God, he said this. Oh, that automatically is going to kill me. No, that's not how it works. So a bullet is a whole nother set of business. And when you start launching those, expect other motherfuckers with bullets to start launching them back. And that's what we don't want in this country, people, because that's going to get out of control quick. And no matter what side of the party you're on, we can all agree with this. America's a country full of guns everywhere, all over. Gangbangers, the good old boys, the military, the cops. We don't need that, dude. If you keep launching rounds, other people are going to start launching them back. And then we're going to have a serious fucking problem. So, don't do stupid things, people. Don't cheer. Again, I didn't care for Joe Biden. I thought he was the worst president. I'd take Obama. I'll take Clinton. I thought Biden was the worst president of United States history. He was asleep at the wheel. He was clearly not functioning on any cognitive level that should be our commander in chief. And he had a son smoking crack, doing all kinds of shady shit. I would not in a million years cheer on someone shooting him or his son. That is horrible. Should never even be considered. All I wanted for him was to no longer be in office. If you don't want Trump, make sure he doesn't get in office or his partners get in office next time. You have the power of the ballot. You can get out there and start campaigning now, but that should be your only response. That should be it. Nothing more, nothing less. So even if you want to say, if you're one of these crazy political guys, and I was telling Andrew this, when you go around the political circle and you go too far right or too far left, you end up on the same side of that extreme circle over here doing extreme things and having these extreme thoughts. No matter what you could say about Bush, Clinton, these guys, Bush Sr., Bush Jr., very few of them saw combat these days, right?
Mm-hmm.
The last ones that saw combat might have been Bush Sr. or someone like that back in Korea or World War II or something, right? I mean, all these other dudes, Trump didn't serve, Obama didn't serve, Bush didn't serve, Clinton didn't serve. So my point I'm saying that is, they really didn't kill anyone. They really did not pick up a gun ever and shoot anyone. They weren't in combat. They were ever in that position to do that. And you can say, well, you lobbed a bomb okay, that still takes a general and a military and a guy in a plane to fly it over there and drop that bomb. It wasn't Bill Clinton doing that, right? So my point is this politics, words, these things should not equal I get publicly executed in front of my wife and kids ever. Whether you're him, whether you're on the left, whether you're black, white, brown, purple, I don't care, dude. It doesn't equal that. So, I would say this, that kid's fucked in more ways than one, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be fucked in prison. He's going to be fucked in Utah by the judicial system. And if he doesn't play those cards right, he's probably going to be executed, and he's probably going to be executed by firing squad. The same thing he gave, he's going to get. I guarantee you when that moment happens, he's going to really be thinking twice about what he did. So, all right, y'all. Sad we have to go that route. Maybe go see a concert and have a beer instead. That'd be a better option. Put the guns away. Don't be aching, cruising around with the gun looking for trouble.
Yeah, right.
We don't need more of that, right?
Yeah.
Errant bullets taking people out that don't have So, even, you remember the movie Friday?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Remember what the dad said in Friday to Craig? When you do this, you live to fight another day.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's really what it's about.
Right.
I mean, there is some wisdom in that, dude. He was saying, you want to go solve something, you put up your dukes, you go out in the street with that boy, you throw down. But both you're going to live to fight another day. You do it any other way, then there's no other. What were you fighting for? There'll be never no other day at all.
Right.
So I always think of that part because old Mr. Witherspoon had a moment in that movie that was making some sense that people listened to it. So that's the way, I don't know. That's just the way I was raised too. I wasn't ever a guy, to me, shooting off a roof with a rifle is the most vagina pussy way to do it. Like you didn't even walk up and address him one-on-one, mano a mano. You weren't willing to take the chance. And even if you were going to do it with the gun, go up to the motherfucker in person and take it right there in front of everybody and then take the bullets back because you're committed to the deed, right? No, he wasn't committed to the deed. That's why he ran.
Right.
So, So age has a lot to do with that, ladies and gentlemen. Because a lot of these shooters are there once in a while you get an old white guy who's pissed off, who's like, fuck it. They took my tax money, closed my business, wife left me. I'm not going to sleep on the couch. I'm taking people out. I have nothing left to live for. It's pretty rare. A lot of these shooters are 18, 16 to 25, young men, not fully developed in the brain, lost to where they're going in the world, at institutions that might be radicalizing them, or job employment that's making them lose their fucking mind. Maybe the narcotics, maybe the pharmaceutical medications that old Kennedy's trying to get regulated might be fucking people up. Maybe we need a few more mental institutions instead of nuclear warheads, just a suggestion. Maybe a few more homeless shelters instead of, I don't know, another fucking tactical submarine, just suggesting it.
Right.
There's got to be ways. I'm not saying Donald Trump's the answer either. Don't think that I'm going to go around because he doesn't have all the answers. He's not a be all end all. He can't. He'll tell you himself. He can only do the best he can with the cards he's dealt. So quite frankly, you got in that regard, if you think about it, he's cleaning up a shit show, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Biden's administration was asleep at the wheel. It's been proven now. Dude was cognitively questioned by the doctor. Doctor thought he was fucking off his rocker. So who knows who was making decisions? If the ship's floating in the ocean at night, who's on the wheel? I don't think there's anybody on the wheel at all. They was just floating around the ocean doing what the fuck they wanted to do. So yeah, we got a problem here, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just any one political guy. It's us. right here. We got to clean up our shit. We got to start cleaning up our streets. We got to get rid of poop on our city streets. We got to get some education for the kids. We got to get some fucking more affordable education for the kids. We need some jobs that could actually, some factory jobs again. They can actually get a guy a paycheck and a union wage and a fucking set of benefits. Have every motherfucker at McDonald's and Taco Bell going to cut it, ladies and gentlemen. Hate to break it to you. So, and again, not one guy is going to fix that. It's us. We got to do that shit. We got to look at each other and say, yeah, what can we do? What can we start? How can we help each other? Oh, it's not cutting for you there. Maybe you come work over here and help me out over here. Whatever, dude. There's just help each other out. Stop with all this bullshit. And I'm guilty of it in some regard because I get dragged into social media stuff and I see these people just saying things that are just, they're lies. These people are just like, oh, shit, just complete lies. They're not even based upon anything. They didn't even get it from a news source or anything. They just spout off an opinion and go, that's how it is. It's like, no. And we should always say on this show, ladies and gentlemen, our opinions are our opinions. They're just opinions. You don't have to like or agree. You can just click off like we do at the CMS and we don't like what's going on over there or some other show. So just turn it off. Go to the next show. There's a million shows. So everything we're saying here is our opinion or allegedly, right?
Right.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm ranting too long. We're going to let these people go.
Okay.
Just don't shoot each other.
Yeah.
That's the point. No more guns. Go watch football. Have fun. See a concert. Go give JJ French $35 for a t-shirt and $150 for a concert ticket to see him and D run around without Mark the Animal Mendoza. All right. We'll catch y'all next week. Until then, Evil's going to go watch the Falcons play some football. Bye.
Yeah.
Raise your horns high.